Hi students, welcome to online class. In this video, we are going to discuss about chapter 14, classes and objects. In this video, we are going to discuss about types of constructor. In the previous video, we discussed about what is meant by constructor. Constructor is a special member function because the constructor carries the same name as the class name. Same name as the class name. Here in this video we are going to discuss about what are the types of constructors are there, and then we are going to discuss about those constructors. So what are the types of constructors are there? Yes, you can see students, there are three types of constructors are there. First one is default constructor. Then second constructor is parameterized constructor. And then third constructor is copy constructor. Now we can see in detail one by one. First we can discuss about default constructors. What is mean by default constructor? Whenever a constructor is not accepting any parameter, that is a constructor that accepts no parameter is called default constructor. A constructor that accepts no parameter is called default constructor. So we are creating a constructor without any parameter, without any argument, then that type of constructor is called default constructor. You can see the example here. Let us consider the class name as data. Let us consider the class name as data. So here data scope resolution, data is the default constructor. So here data is a class name and then data is the member function. Here this member function does not contain any parameter. Can you understand, students? Class name is data and then class name is data and then data is the member function, special member function. So this is called a constructor. In this constructor there is no parameter. So this is called as default constructor. Can you understand, students? Now using this constructor, what is the usage? Why we are using this default constructor? Using this constructor, objects are created similar to the way the variables of other data types are created. See, whenever we are using this constructor, default constructor, the objects are created first. The objects are created. In the same manner, in the similar way, the variables of other data types are also created. Can you understand, students? Right. If a class does not contain an user-defined constructor, if a class does not contain the user-defined, that is explicit constructor, then the compiler will generate the default constructor in an automatic manner. So this is what you want to understand. Whenever we are the programmer, you just consider we are the programmer. Whenever we are creating the constructor in the program, then there is no problem. Whenever we are creating the constructor, then there is no problem. But whenever the user is not creating the constructor, whenever the user is not creating the constructor, then at that particular time the compiler will generate the default constructor in an automatic manner. The compiler will generate the default constructor in an automatic manner. Can you understand, students? Now we are going to discuss about parameterized constructor. So from the name itself you can understand parameterized. So whenever a constructor accepts parameter or whenever the constructor contains parameter, then that is called parameterized constructor. Can you understand, students? See here, a constructor which can take arguments. A constructor which can take arguments is called parameterized constructor. So from the before heading and this particular heading you can understand. Default constructor does not accept parameter. Default constructor does not accept parameter, whereas parameterized constructor accepts the parameter. In simple way we can say that the constructor that has no parameter, a constructor that has no parameter is called default. A constructor that has parameter is called parameterized. Can you understand, students? This type of constructor helps to create objects with the different initial values. So this is what you want to understand. Whenever this type of constructor is used, that is parameterized constructor is used, we can create objects with the different initial values. See, a class can have one or more object. A class can have one or more object. Like a class can have one or more teachers. A class can have one or more teachers. Like that, a class can have one or more object. So in one or more objects we can give different values. We can give different values. So one object can carry 5 and 10. Another object can carry 20 and 40. One object can carry values such as 5 and 10. Another object can carry 20 and 40. So different values can be given to the constructor. So at that time the parameterized constructor is very helpful. The parameterized constructor is very helpful to create the objects. To create the objects with different initial values. Can you understand, students? So this is achieved. How this parameterized constructor is achieved? We want to pass the parameter. This is achieved by passing parameters to the function. So whenever we are passing the parameters to the function, then parameterized constructor is possible. See here, in this example, data is the class name. Data is the class name. Here data is a member function. Data is the member function. So they are going to pass two parameter. They are going to pass two parameter. Both the parameter are integer. Both the parameters are integer. Can you understand, students? Whenever we are passing the parameter to the member function, then that is called a parameterized constructor. Right, now we are going to see the last constructor, that is last type, copy constructor. Copy constructor. What is mean by copy constructor? So from the name you understand copy. So we are going to copy. We are going to copy. So what we are going to copy means, we are going to copy the object. We are going to copy the object of its own class. We are going to copy one object to another object. We are going to copy one object to another object. Then that is called copy constructor. See here, a constructor having a reference. What is mean by reference? Alias. Reference means alias. So a constructor having reference to an already existing object of its own class. We are going to refer an existing object to its own class. So you are going to copy the existing object to another object. We are going to copy the existing object to another object. Then that is called copy constructor. Can you understand, students? We are going to copy the existing object. For example, if a class contains three objects A, B, C, we are going to copy the object A to B. We are going to copy the object A to B, right, or B to C, like that. So the existing object is copied to its own class. To its own class means for the same class we have created many objects. For the same class we have created many objects. So one object is going to copy it to another object. So that is called copy constructor. It is usually in the form of, how it will be done? It will be usually in the form of data. Data is a member function name. Data is a member function name. Then within the parenthesis, data ampersand symbol. This ampersand symbol represents reference. This ampersand symbol represents the reference, alias name, reference. So where data is the class name. So this data represents the class name, then ampersand, then object will be given. The object name will be given there. Can you understand, students? So a copy constructor can be called in many ways. The copy constructor can be called in many ways. How the copy constructor will be? It will be in the form of three ways. It will be in the form of three ways. So let us see one by one. When an object is passed as a parameter to the member function. Whenever an object is passed as a reference to, when an object is passed as a parameter to any of the member function. When an object is passed as a parameter to the any member function. So see here in this example, so void data. Here the data represents the class name. Here data represents the class name. So this is outline member function. This is not inline member function. This is outline member function. So void data and then put data. Put data is a member function. Put data is a member function. So inside the put data, that is inside the function, we are passing the parameter. So what is the parameter we are passing? We are not passing int x, float y. So we are not passing an ordinary variable. We are not passing an ordinary variable. We are passing data x. So here data represents the class name. Here data represents the class name. So then what is mean by x? X is called the object. X is called the object. So here the object x is passed as a parameter to the member function, to any member function. It is not a put data member function. It may be any member function. It may be any member function. So when an object is passed, as a parameter to any of the member function. Can you understand, students? See, put data is a member function. Put data is a member function. Inside the put data, they are passing the parameter. So what is the parameter they have passed? Data x. What is mean by data? Data is not a data type. Data is not a data type. Data is a class name. Data is a class name. So x should be an object. X is called the object. So void data scope resolution put data. Put data is an outline member function. Put data is an outline member function. So data x is a parameter. Data x is a parameter. So the object is passed as a parameter to any of the member function. Then second way. Can you understand, students? First way. Then second way, when a member function returns an object. When a member function returns an object. So here you see get data is a member function, but what is its data type, return type? Class name is given there. Class name is given there. Data get data. Data get data. So here the member function is returning an object. The member function is going to return something. What it is going to return means it is going to return the object, because the return type is class name. The return type is given as class name. Can you understand, students? Then last way, when an object is passed by reference to an instance of its own class. When an object is passed by reference to an instance of its own class. So then this is called copy constructor. See, in this example, data D1. So from this line, what can you understand? Data D1. Data D1 means data is a class name. So D1 is the object. Data is a class name. D1 is the object. So then see the next declaration. So comma D2. Comma D2. So D2 is also an object. Can you understand, students? Data D1 comma D2. So data is a class name. D1 is the object. Comma D2. So D2 is also an object. But inside the D2 they have passed another object. D2 of D1. D2 of D1. So here D1 is the object. D1 is passed as a reference to the another object D2. D1 is the reference to the another object D2. Can you understand, students? So here the object is passed by reference. The object is passed by reference to the same object of its own class. One object is passed as a reference to another object. One object is passed as a reference to another object of its own class. Then this is called copy constructor. See here, D2 of D1 calls the copy constructor. So that means D1 object values, the values of D1 object is copied to D2 object. The values of D1 object is copied to D2 object. Can you understand, students? So I hope you might have understood what is meant by default constructor. Whenever the constructor that accepts no parameter, whenever a constructor that accepts no parameter, then that is called default constructor. Whenever a constructor that accepts parameter, that can take arguments, then that is called parameterized constructor. See, here you want to note it down. Another name is there. Default constructor, there is another name is there. Non-parameterized constructor. The default constructor can be otherwise called as non-parameterized constructor. Non means there is no parameter. So there is no parameter. So non-parameterized constructor. When a constructor accepts parameter, take arguments, then that is called parameterized constructor. Then at last we discussed about copy constructor. Whenever an object is passed as a reference to another object, when one object is passed as a reference to another object of the same class, then that is called copy constructor. So I hope you might have understood this video. So let's end the class. So thank you, students.